morning, everybody. What is going on? It's your boy Cam from Fantasize. As you can see, we're at a little bit different scenery right now. I may have made some financial decisions and went and bought another bike, and here we are. This is that. You're not going to see this video for a few months because, or at bare minimum a few weeks, just because I'm not really ready to show everybody. And this is like, I want to post videos after it's broken in and whatnot, so it's going to be a lot of boring content until then. But I wanted to get my very first impressions for you guys, because this is my braking mileage. You see it blinking down there. That's because I have the shift light on at 4,000, just to kind of let me know, hey, you're not going fast. So it's blinking at me because of it, because the first 150 miles is, you got to keep it under 4K, at least you're supposed to try to. And then after that, until I think 400 miles, I had to check again, but I think until 400 miles it's 6K, which is a little bit better. So for right now, we're taking all back roads, and we're just gonna kind of put some miles on it. I'd like to put at least 50 miles on it before I start, being a little bit mean to it, because you got to get that engine, that new break-in oil, you got to get that going and put some miles on the bike and whatnot. So my first impressions though is I am so in love with this thing. If you guys can't tell, I got the 2025 in white, and it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. When we get to where we're going, I will show you guys. Yeah, I got a 25 0 miles. I picked it up yesterday, November 7th. I went and purchased this Johnny. And if you guys are like, wait, why didn't you wait a month or two and get the 26? Or some people already have the 26s, why didn't you go pick up one of those? Here is my honest opinion, okay? And there's a couple of reasons. A, they cost more bike for bike, and they're basically the same thing. And B, the realest reason I can give you is strictly because I don't like the new colors that came out. I'll be honest, I don't like the new colors. I think that this is the best color that they have made in the entirety over the past few years. I'm not a fan of the silver and blue. I'm not a fan of the green, even though it's team green. I'm not a fan of the green and white. I'm not a fan of the green and blue. I like the anniversary edition, the 40th anniversary edition. I really like those, but I'm not a fan of any of the other ones. So this is the best I will do. The white, the all white with the red wheels. I'm not really a fan of the red wheels as much as I guess everybody else, but we got a 25. Dude, I'm so excited too. It sounds good. I already know what exhaust I'm going to put on it after I break it in. I'm going to get a TST tail tidy. It said there was road work ahead. Where's the road work? I'm going to get a tail tidy. I'm going to do all the things that I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to document it all. I didn't document it all in the 500. I didn't feel like it was as necessary, but I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I think this is my forever bike. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this one. I knew that getting the 500, I was probably going to keep it for a while and then I'd upgrade. But dude, I don't think I could be more excited about this thing. So this is my first ride, so that'll be that, and then I'll give you guys a review video a little later on, and those are some of the videos I'll make and then slowly release once I start letting you guys know that I have it. So there's that. But I just wanted to capture my first ride. I went from a 50 horsepower Ninja 500 to a 120 horsepower Ninja Zx6r 636. So when I was looking, I considered all my options, and after riding some newer bikes, you guys have seen, I've ridden a couple of older CBRs, and I rode a newer ZX6, it was 24, I believe, 23 or 24. I'm not quite sure. It's got a different screen and whatnot, so I really like this screen on the 25. I like the color of this 25. I don't think that I have or will have any complaints there for a while. That's for sure. Eventually I'll put a daggone freaking Zaz on it, dude, but as of right now, I am going to enjoy the mess out of it. We still have the 500. I'll still make some content with it here and there, but it will be for sale come springtime, that's for sure. So I'm still daily commuting on it. You know, it's got 11,000 miles on it now. I ride it every day. This is more so my weekend bike now, and yeah. Ah! Little helmet tap for the cop. I was sitting in traffic the other day and I had one do that to me. He was looking at me and he was like, you know what? Helmet tap. He tapped his car and he was like, hey, there's a cop. And I was like, oh yeah, there's a cop in front of me. Which I didn't care, but I wasn't doing anything. You guys see how hard it is to keep it under that 4,000, dude? I'm not even doing 50. This is gonna be brutal, brother. So far I've put 5 miles on it today. We left the house at 3. So I'm gonna try and get as much as I can. I'm gonna call it 5,000 RPM, dude. Well, it'll be alright. Basically what they're trying to get you to do is put as much load on the motor as possible without any constant RPM. They don't want you on the highway just sitting at a constant speed, because that's not what the bike is designed for. You don't want to be at a constant speed. When you're breaking it in, you want to be on roads like this where you have some parts where the motor is unloaded when you're off throttle down hills, and then you're giving the motor a little bit of load when you're going up hills. That's the break-in requirement, you know. That's even in cars, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to give it constant RPM for an extended amount of time, because that's not how you break in the motor. It does nothing for it. It's basically free spinning at constant RPM. You're not putting any heavy load on it. You don't want to put heavy load in a sense of, you know, tacking the bike out when it's got 1 mile on it. But you definitely want to put, you know, bare minimum roads like this under your belt for the first, you know, 600 miles, because you're breaking it in at least 400, I would say. Once you get out of that, it's like, hey, you can't go over 6k RPM or whatever it's called. That's what I would do. I wouldn't go over that until the 400 mile mark, which I'm already about to do, and I'm going 52, man. This is brutal. This is brutal. I want to give it just a punch right now, but I'm not going to. You want to go that way or that way? This way? This way? We'll go that way. This is brutal. Man. I know he's annoyed at me right now. He's probably like, dude, this guy bought a bike and he doesn't even want to rip it. Oh, dude, trust me, I want to just, you know what I'm saying? I can't, though. We can't do that right now. We got to break it in. We got to be nice to her. Oh. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I'll tell you right now though, just sitting, you know, obviously this is a super sport, so you can't expect to be like, yeah, it'll just be comfy all day. But I tell you what, this is probably one of the comfier seats I've sat on for, you know, super sport. These tires are pretty loud though. Oh, this thing came factory with Diablo Rosso 4s. I think I said that right. So that's cool. That's like a $600-700 set of tires. There's a more sportier tire than what's on my 500, which is just like just a daily road tire. So there's that. But this thing, man, it feels so good. It's so stable. And it's actually got some weight to it. I think we're coming in at like 440, I want to say. I could be wrong. I think it's like 435, 436, 440, right in that area code of what you call it, weight. I'm gonna have to move that shift light, dude. I'm gonna have to put it at like 5. This is gonna be brutal, dude. 10% of the way though to that 150 miles. Once we're there, we could do 6K RPM, and we could rip around at, you know, what is that? Probably 60, maybe. If I was to keep it at the 4, it's more like 45 mile an hour. So I know that sounds crazy, and you guys are probably like, you're lying. The second you turn this camera off, you're gonna be ripping. And that might be true to an extent, but no, it's not. It's not. I'm not gonna rip on it. Dude, that solar field, huge. Holy crap. At least one of them waved. They're probably like, these guys are out in t-shirts right now. 4K, look at that. 4K. 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 That's so hard, dude. Oh. We gotta at least do the speed limit. I don't have 150 miles of 45 mile an hour roads around here. But this is what you want. You want this uphill, downhill. You're gonna get in a little bit, be on and off throttle. You don't want to be like, that does nothing. You just want to be at like a 45 mile an hour, break in. You know, gotta know where to go. Although I think this road's a 55, but you know what, they're gonna have to get over it. I don't think I've gone this way before. I'm also taking this time, this break-in time, to really learn and understand the bike. You know, I don't really want to, like, I don't know. I'm taking the time to really understand the bike and learn it and really cherish, you know, what it has to offer me, because this is a completely different animal than essentially what I'm used to, you know. I'm trying to stay off of all this dirt and stuff. I'm not trying to hit Dad behind us. I don't want to be throwing rocks up and stuff at him. So I'm trying to stay out of all that, because I know these tires, once they get sticky, they're probably going to be pretty where am I at? Oh, I know where I'm at. We'll go this way. Dude, even in 6, like, I say that. None of the power is down low. All of the power, the 121 horsepower, is at 13,000 RPM. So if you get in it in 6 at 50, it's not gonna really go anywhere. But all the power's up top, which I think that'll be good for braking. It'll really let me learn the bike and get used to the power. I also don't have it in the highest power mode. I have it in rain, which is like, it's just gonna be enough for me to get used to it, and then I can turn it up. So I can go, I have rain, road, street, not street, sorry, rain, road, sport, and then I have rider, which is like customizable through the app or something like that. Yeah, I just got this thing yesterday, and I'm already trying to get the break-in mileage on it, you know. I will say, and this is probably not for everybody, but I did have to adjust the shifter already. I did have to adjust the shifter. It was too horizontal for me. It was like flat, so it was easy to downshift, but I couldn't get my boot underneath and click it up enough. So I extended the shift rod or shift linkage out some to bring the shifter down a little, and it's been 100% better this ride. I literally did that with a few miles on it. I was like, I just need to adjust that, and I think that'll be fine. I'm still getting used to where everything sits. I did bring these in because it has the adjustable levers where you could put them in. I have the clutch in as close to me as possible, and the brake. I might push the brake out a little bit because it's a little close, but I kind of like being able to grab it if I need it. Oh, this is an ABS model too, guys. So, you know, I'd rather be able to pull a fuse and not have ABS rather than just not have it at all. And that's just my opinion. I'd rather have it. I ride my bikes a lot, and you know, I don't plan on ever really like stunting these things or anything. So, you know, it's basically just, hey, if you're gonna rip around, you might as well have it. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't have it. I know a lot of track riders and guys who like to ride aggressively prefer not to have ABS because they say it slows them down or whatever the case, but you know, I'd rather have the ABS and the traction control and stuff. I mean, 120 horsepower, even though you're like, they make bikes with 250 horsepower, and yeah, they do, and that is absolutely insane. But you know what? 120 is still enough to get you in trouble too. So think about it. 120 horsepower is like what a Honda Civic makes, and that's a sedan that weighs 3,000 pounds, give or take. You have 120 horsepower on something that weighs 400 pounds. Just put that into perspective. You have a Honda Civic motor underneath you that revs out to 16,000 RPM basically. So it ain't nothing to play with. So we're not gonna pretend that it ain't, you know, it ain't something ridiculous. We gotta be careful right here. All this shit's slick. We gotta be careful. I want to try and get all that off my tire. Hopefully I'm not throwing it at him. I don't want all that dirt all over my tires. That stuff's slick. That like sandy, like clay that we have here in the Carolinas is no joke. It is very, very slippery. So y'all be careful with the mud out here. But anyway, I don't have like a whole lot to say really. I'm super excited, and this is like my very first ride. Really, we're going to get lunch, so I won't say my very, very first ride because that was me bringing it home. But the other, you know, 3 miles, is that really a first ride? Let me get this home and put it up for a little bit. This is my real first ride. So thank you guys for coming along with me and chatting a little bit about my bike. I will be releasing a review video not long after this one, and then that's so hard, dude. Keep it under 4K. Anyway, appreciate you guys for sticking around and saying what's up, and hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Go press some buttons and be like and subscribe and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Anyways, I appreciate you for watching this little ride video. It's probably just me yapping about how much I like this thing and how excited I am about my purchase. But I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.